Hey guys, it's me, Amy, and there's been just so many videos going on about this whole Logan thing, so I'm here to kind of switch things up a little bit. Yeah, that's right, me, Amy, another admin, because so many people thought that Logan was just one admin. Those answers that Helly's put there was just ridiculous. I had no idea that people felt like Logan was one of the first admins, he was the creator, he was the only admin, and that he's the most active. Like Hell said, he was active, but not as an admin, just as a social butterfly. And even though he did take things, you know, he did fix things up, there were times when even Vic, his ex-girlfriend, caught things and then told him about it, which is just, that blew my mind. But, no. I'm here to talk about exactly what happened to get this group started. I think it's something that people don't hear. So what happened was, me and Janine and Dave, the first two admins, and there was a guy, and I think his name was like Jake or Jack or something. I can't remember. He wasn't an admin for very long. He wasn't in the group for very long. He did a very great disappearing job. When we came into the group, I noticed that people were, in the Markipliers Unite, people were getting kicked out for taking things, focusing off of Markiplier, and I saw things that were just crazy, like people were just mad and the admins were just rude, so it was just this big deal. And I remember Janine posted something before she left, and I forget exactly what it says. I think it was something about like Mark wouldn't want people just focusing on him. He wants to make a community. And I remember typing Janine and saying, I just totally agree with you so much, and I love what you said. And then she said, I'm making a group of my own, and I would like you to be an admin. And it was just like that. And I was just like, whoa, this happened so quickly. And I think it's because we talked a little bit in between, and no, Dave wasn't. Was Dave the first? No, Dave wasn't the first admin. It was me and Jake. Dave came in just like he was the next admin that we added. It's just like right after. He wasn't in the beginning, I don't think. I think that he helped in a way, but I don't know if he was an admin straight away. I think that took a little time. I remember me and Jake and Janine were talking, and I think he decided the name of the group and something about heroes, and then Janine kind of built on that, and then it was just, let's make rules. We had very simple rules, like, you know, no shirt. Actually, the no shirtless Markiplier pictures and video was my idea. I told her I didn't like it, because people were horn dogs, and, like, shirtless people got them excited. So we did that, and then the next person we added, it was like a week, I think, after we made this group, was Dave. And I believe Dave did have something to do with the making of the group, but I'm not necessarily sure. I remember he wasn't an admin straight away. So we added him, and it was right after he made something for the group. He made something that I ended up using in our first cover photo of the group that I made, and then after that he kind of like, he grew on us very quickly, so Dave became an admin. And then Bruce came along, and if people who don't know the Bruce situation, lucky you. I'm not going to get into that. Too many times have I gotten into that. And Patricia, or Trish, or Admin Trish, or I don't know, whatever you call her. We call her Trish. I like to call her Patricia sometimes. I don't know. So she came in, and she helped a great big deal. She talked to my sister, who is in the group, and just like talked with her about it, and things like that. And then eventually, after sticking up for me the way she did, she became an admin. And then we lost Jake. because he was very absent. And then we gained Elise. I believe we gained Elise right after. No, Elise was an admin before Patricia. We gained Elise before Patricia, just right before the Bruce thing. And then the Bruce thing came up, and then we added Patricia. And then Jake we lost right after getting Elise. I'm sorry if I'm screwing this up. It's been a year, and I wasn't completely there through it all. So after that, we finally got Patricia. And then we had, I forget his name. I forget his name. We had this guy. I don't know what his name was. I think it was like something the third. So the third, I think we called him Darkiplier, came in, and he was a very bad admin. He didn't like to confront people. He didn't like how we confronted people, because sometimes it would seem that we got harsh because we were doing our jobs. So eventually he quit quite rudely and left. And then Logan became an admin. And we were talking about admins before. We had brought up a couple of names, and quickly people started saying Logan, and I wasn't there when he became one. So when I came back, I think it was on vacation, I came back, he was there. I was like, who is this? So I got to know Logan from there. So that's the story of us as admins, and from my perspective, and it's not really good, and it's a little mixed, but yeah. So after that, so I just want to kind of base friendship details. So right away, me and Janine really, really connected. There was just no doubt that we were going to be friends. We talked on what was it? It's like Skype. We were looking for Markiplier and Omegle, and we were the only people there because we wanted our group to be there. And I think we weren't looking for Markiplier. We were looking for people in our group, and we and her were the only people who showed up. I think Trish tried to show up, but couldn't, and so that quickly formed into a big conversation with me and Janine, and we'd only stop it for a few seconds because my computer was sucky and we wanted to see if people joined us. So in the end, it was kind of like just stop chat, and eventually it just came to be like we talked a lot, and I met her cat and I've seen some things on, it wasn't Twitch, but it was something like Twitch. So I watched her and her, I think it's her nephew, cousin, what is Brandon again? Brandon. I watched Brandon, the 12-year-old kid, of probably 13 now, came in, and he was playing a video game, and I watched him play, and I kind of caught in a little group there. Dave and I hit it off almost immediately. We were really good friends. We fought a couple of times, and then it just seemed like every time we fought, things would cool down and we'd be friends again. And that's our relationship, and that's our friendship, and that's where we are. And it's been a hell of a ride with Dave because there have been just so many things going on in our lives that we wanted so hard to just like be happy-go-lucky people, and we knew that we couldn't be happy-go-lucky people, so we were just disappointing each other. But in the end, it all worked out really well. We're really good friends, and Dave is someone that often comes to me when I'm upset and sends me like music that he knows will calm me down, and he's got me into a lot of new music, so he and I are really cool. Trish is the badass admin, I'm not gonna lie. If I can say anything about Trish, it's probably that is one cool mother. And I mean she's a mom. She is probably someone, if I were not an admin, I would probably be afraid of, because she's just so outspoken. She's not afraid to say what's on her mind. And I think that, in a way, it kind of started rubbing off on me. As an admin, I became more, like, able to confront people who've done something wrong. And I think that that was just a big difference of my character. Darkiplier, or the guy that I totally forgot his name, was just funny because I think he's on my friends list still. Me and him, we didn't really talk much. Like I said, he wasn't really there. Same with Jake, you know. I didn't get close to Jake at all, but there's one thing about Darkiplier that me and Jake didn't have, which is, like, we both kind of found each other on PZAP. PZAP? I don't know. .com, where I edit my photos, and I just kind of, like, we kind of just started looking at our pictures together. So we're friends through that. Logan was a good friend, and then his personality changed, and it's not as a carefree friendship as it is. I'm very well guarded with him. I'm not going to get into that. Oh, and last, and will never, ever, ever be least in my eyes, is Elise. There's only one thing I can say about her, is that she's the teacher that I've always wanted, and the second sister that I've always needed. She is kind and reliable, and she's always complimenting me. Of all the list of great compliments that I've ever gotten, her compliments are on the top. Like, you know, even she said she loved snarky Amy, and that was something. When I finally stood up for myself and snapped one of the first times as an admin, she said I loved snarky Amy, and I think that was just a big thing for me, because I'm known as the good cop, and it just felt good to be like, oh, she's more assertive now. she knows what she needs to do. Another one, my favorite compliment of all, no one will ever compliment me this way, was I remind her of Yuna from the Final Fantasy games. The best compliment, because I've actually written things, I guess they would say fan fiction, but it's really not. It was also like a spiritual thing. It's like what character I would like to be, and like what she went through, and what I would like to take from her, and she was actually my character of choice, and it was Yuna, and I've always wanted to be someone like Yuna, not just in the face and pretty, but just someone who would sacrifice everything to save people she didn't even really know. So that was always something that I really loved about Elise. And if you ever look on my profile, you're going to see in old photos just her and I have complimenting wars. We've done that before. And she's just someone that I look up to as a human being. So that's kind of my relationship with the admins. Logan was the last admin that we picked, and he is the first one of us to really go. Dave has been in and out, but that was fixed after a good conversation, and I feel like there are times when Dave's afraid that he'll never be accepted back, and I think that in times we've proven that Dave is really a hero, an admin hero for life, and I don't know if the same thing can be really said about Logan right now. So yeah, that's it. Read the rules, or puppies will get kicked. Okay, bye.